Not only were we given new scenes towards the Digital Circus's next episode, but we were also given potential release info towards a new sneak peek release date as well as the release of the full episode. As Glitch just posted their thumbnail for their huge live event tomorrow that they had previously announced would have a special update for the channel, which ended up featuring all new previews into all 3 of their shows in development right now, including Gaslight District, Knights of Guinevere, and you guessed it, the Digital Circus, which showed us this brand new look at Pomni in the next episode early that changes everything, as it shows her in a bathing suit, showing off a new sort of beach scene that confirms this will be the main adventure of episode 7, which also confirms huge details we were told of earlier on that we now know are going to be included in the actual show, as this adventure theme matches together with recent clues in teasers from Gooseworks released earlier on that reveals major spoilers for episode 7. For starters, this included a first look into Jax's new outfit for the episode as well, as it turns out a while ago. A fan of the show ended up asking Gooseworks over on Tumblr what Jax would wear if he ever had to go swimming, and seeing as this next adventure would be the place to finally show this off, this would tell us this swimsuit that Gooseworks ended up sharing back then is likely what Jax is actually going to be wearing in the show after all. And on top of that, this specific kind of beach adventure ended up also being addressed earlier on, as it turns out this new theme for the next episode actually connects to another Easter egg left behind in one of the previous episodes. It turns out all the way back in episode 5, Kane addressed how the circus members seem to be loving the adventures that they chose for themselves rather than the ones he usually has them go on, which again would match up with the idea that he starts to give up and take the circus members to a beach in the next episode so he can relax again, like what we saw in episode 6, to which Bubble responded suggesting that he should throw a beach party. Something that obviously didn't mean much towards where the show was going story-wise back then, but considering what we're now expecting to see here, it makes sense for episode 7 to be more of a free-for-all adventure where Kane lets the circus members essentially do whatever they want and interact without the responsibility of having to complete something, as we've seen in the more recent episode how Kane has grown more and more tired of the circus members not appreciating his adventures to the point where he's had enough and simply doesn't want to deal with them as much, which would also reveal that there's likely going to be some heated conflict between the characters during this beach party, as the show's creator already revealed ahead of time how this upcoming episode would be the episode that makes a certain type of fan of the show very upset, which Jax's voice actor even followed up, confirming that it had the potential to split the fan base a bit. But going back to this new scene we were given, it turns out there was actually more to it than many people first realized, as it turns out part of the scenery here actually matches together perfectly with a specific scene in the circus we've already seen before, the sort of lake area that Kane showed to Pomni during her original tour of the circus in the pilot episode that we still haven't seen any of the circus members actually go to yet, meaning episode 7 will likely be another sort of in-house adventure like the previous adventure, which tells us that there likely won't be too many new NPCs besides the main one that was confirmed earlier on, as we already know that a new special guest voice actor was locked in to voice one of the new episode 7 characters. But that's not all. As it turns out, based on this early look of the thumbnail from Glitch, we're also expecting something huge for the Digital Circus coming tomorrow, as Pomni being included with this new outfit tells us this announcement video is gonna be a lot bigger towards the Digital Circus than we first realized. This is likely to instead be the new place where we finally get our episode 7 sneak peek, as we've seen in the past how our more recent episodes have been given a full 1-minute clip ahead of time to prepare fans for the episode before the actual launch, like in the case of episode 6, telling us it's likely the same thing will finally happen tomorrow, which finally helps solidify when we're also expecting episode 7 to actually come out as well, as we know that Glitch having this clip fully prepared for us tomorrow would confirm that they've had enough work put into the episode already at this point for it to be just about ready to actually be here. And in fact, it's likely Glitch will use this big live event they're trying to build hype for to actually reveal the full release date for us early, as obviously they'd want as many eyes as possible on their event, meaning things are likely to happen differently than what we've seen with the announcements towards the past Digital Circus episodes. It's gonna be more special tomorrow. But before this big release tomorrow, it turns out we were also told of a huge surprise we're expecting for this next episode as well, as we were given a sort of early warning about it by Pomni's voice actor. As it turns out, at a Digital Circus live event held more recently, multiple fans of the Digital Circus asked her to describe what we should be expecting to see next in the show. Obviously, besides this newly revealed main adventure, to which she starts by not only describing episode 7 early, but also the episode after that, episode 8, overall painting an interesting story for the future of the Digital Circus and what we should be looking out for. She lumped the 2 episodes together here as she tells us her summary of both of these episodes would just be one simple word: what? Which actually shows a bit of a change towards what we were told to be expecting originally from the show's creator, as it turns out Gooseworks was already asked to describe all of the episodes in one word earlier on, with her description of episode 7 being "huh," revealing how this would be the somewhat confusing episode that takes the show in a new direction, whatever happens in this beach party, with episode 8 being described as "oh," almost like it was meant to solve the chaos in the previous episode and finally make it all make sense. But our new description from Pomni's voice actor here tells us that something else is going on. How both episodes 7 and 8 are going to be confusing and likely have some huge events that have a massive impact on the show. And as we already know, with episode 7 being set up as a big party, this is likely going to involve some sort of feud between some of the characters that causes a massive issue within the show. But it turns out this wasn't all we were told by Pomni's voice actor about these upcoming episodes, as there was more to the story here we were given early. She also told us that something about these episodes made them stick out from the rest in some way. Specifically how something about them made the table reads a lot more interesting and fun, connecting to the show's creator revealing how these upcoming episodes were meant to be different than most of the previous ones. As we were specifically told how the writing for the show has actually changed in a big way from how it was designed for the first 5 episodes earlier on. These upcoming ones we're expecting are meant to be different. And it turns out there's one specific detail that makes them a lot different than what we were originally expecting. And I'm able to put the full story together for you early into this video right here. So for what we know towards episode 7 before its release, make sure to check it out.